Curses. Foiled again. Oh, man. Oh, heck, oh, what's going on, guys? Oh, there's somebody. Back in the distance back there. Interesting. Yeah, I made it. I know when I connected with Swift, a bunch of you guys were parked in this terminal area here with me. And now you don't seem to be. So I do kind of agree. There's kind of a buzz going on in the Slant Alpha chat where we don't think not necessarily all of us are seeing each other. Although, there's a plane moving on the ground here. Maybe, oh, they're in the pattern. Okay. So I do got one, I do see one moving here. There was one that came by hardcore right to left a minute ago, kind of on a real short and fast left base. Looks like I've got one kind of moving in the distance off there towards the end of the runway. Yeah, so I might be seeing some of you guys. I'm not sure. Alright, well, we'll see how it goes. Some have left. Okay, gotcha. Alright, let's get this music faded down. Let's get the show on the road, puppies. What do you think? Yeah, man. Pie for everyone. I was starting to get pretty convinced that the curse was going to strike again with the update to the streaming software that just wrecked my video drivers. I guess ultimately it's my fault for not keeping them up to date, right? But anyway, I think we're here, and I think we're good to go. We are connected to VATSIM. We can see some other players, if not maybe all of them. We don't know. But let's get rolling. We are doing the Catalina flight again, against my better judgment. This is what it looks like. We're departing from 29 Palms, and ordinarily I would say that you're going to not depart from the airport and go to the VOR. You're going to kind of do a, more or less an intercept. I haven't checked the wind direction here, but let's say we're taking off to the west. We're not going to go to the VOR and then out. I'd say we take off to the west and just kind of do some sort of intercept here. However, we might have to modify that plane. This actually might be the correct path, and I'll show you why that is in just a few moments. But this is the path. It's 29 Palms. This is where the Great BE58 Lower 48 State Tour is going to hit the finish line. So we will see you again soon in a few months here, 29 Palms. But for right now, we're going to depart. We're going to head down the Victor 370 westbound. We got a minimum en route altitude of 13,000 feet over here. This is where we cross over Palm Springs. This is where we've departed from the last few times we've tried this one. But in this case, instead of going down to this homeland VOR, we're going to continue westbound on the 370 to Paradise. Then we're going to catch the Victor 21 from there, which goes right through Seal Beach, which we're very familiar with, and then out to the Avalon Airport, Santa Catalina, and Lover's Cove. I don't know why I briefed this flight. You guys have seen it enough times at this point. You've got it memorized. Let's get to it, shall we? The other thing I was going to do, and I do want to show you this because it does play a role. We don't have an airport diagram. We do have the VOR. Well, we've got a little mini diagram. But that's the airport. Not too much to it, really. And what was the other thing I was about to do? Oh, yeah. So the takeoff minimums. Whoops, missed. Open a new, I don't know what I opened it in, but I think probably just a new window. So whenever you're departing IFR, now we've got VMC conditions. We don't have to worry about this too much. But when you're departing IFR from a non-towered field, we actually want to pull the minimums page up because there might not be just the obstacle notes, but there actually might be a procedure that you've got to follow, and in this case there is. Which, regardless of which runway we're taking off of, we're going to turn right and direct TNP, and then we can climb on course if we're going eastbound. All others, TNP holding pattern, 255 inbound, at or above 6,000 before we can proceed on course. So We definitely have to get up to that 6,000 before we go to the west. And we'll keep that up just in case we end up needing it. But yeah, 6,000 and then the MEA for the airway here, 7,600. And then we don't have to be at 14 or 13,000 or higher until we get past Palm Springs VOR. So we've got a few things to keep in mind with the terrain here. We got some helicopters, kind of awesome. I knew we were possibly going to have at least one with us, and it looks like we've got it properly represented in the client too, which is cool. Hang on one second, guys. I've got a real quick message to answer on the phone. All right, let's get going. I haven't even gotten the pre-cold and dark checklist run through yet. Let's get back into the airplane. Hello, back into the airplane, please. Thank you. So we want to we'll go ahead and run our controls through their ranges. Brakes, parking brake back on. Okay. And there's a few things that don't boot up into a proper cold and dark here. We can turn the, let's see, marker beacon sounds off. That's down here. Tail wheel lock on. That's there. Radio master is going to be off. Panel and instrument lights off for now. May need them later. Get the DME to nav 1. We can actually get rid of those yokes. And we'll get this armrest out of the way. Close the cow flaps up. And the fuel tanks can go to off. And then we'll get this clock rolling. Rocking and rolling. Okie doke. Starting fuel load 2,408 pounds. Just the one leg plus a little bit of the alternates, reserves, and contingencies to get out to John Wayne in case we need to. Hopefully we won't need to. 2,408. I think it's Catalina or bust tonight, guys. 2416 is going to be close enough. And then we'll turn the payload weight up right up underneath the max gross. We'll watch the plane sink down on its suspension a little bit. Yep, okay, kind of figured that would happen. And we'll get going. I haven't filed the flight plan yet either. You guys are just getting bored waiting for me, aren't you? Get the battery switch, nav, and beacon lights on. Get the fuel tanks back into the mains, which in this plane is just left aux until that fuel system is fully developed. But for right now, that'll work. Oh, we got a stopped prop there. Cals can go into the open position now. That's all the way to the left. Yeah, weather is looking good, says Downwind Sim, and I do concur. It's not going to be the weather that stops us tonight. It's going to be every other damn thing. Props can go full forward. We'll get the engine number 2 started here. And that's going to be mix. Fuel pump. Magnetos. Prime it. Let's clear it. Yep. And we'll start it. Alright, we'll assume we got good pressures. Temps starting to move into their normal ranges. Fuel pump can come on. I'm sorry, generator can come on. Fuel pump can come off. And then we'll get the radio master, inverter, and radio altimeter. There we go. Alright, we'll get the flight plan sent. I am using brand new Pilot Client X Pilot released just mere minutes ago. Wonderful. God bless Justin Shannon. We're going to call Justin Shannon his new name is now Just in Time. Flight plan. Oh, it's our first one. IFR, yep, we're going to go KTNP. Destination is KAVX. Alternate is KSNA. Departure time, we're going to call it 21, 12, wait a minute, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 01, 25 Zulu. Time en route we think is going to be 1 hour 13. Fuel available is 3 hours. Cruise speed and this old bird is about 180. Cruise altitude, we're going 14K. And we're slant alpha, not a heavy. Route is TNP, we showed you this already, so Victor 370, then Paradise, then Victor 21, SXC, and let's see, what are we putting in the remarks? PRP5, twitch.tv/slant-alpha-adventures. Hopefully I spelled all that correct, and we are send and receive. I think that's got it. Did I miss anything? God, hope not. Alright. X-Pilot, get out of the way. God bless you. Cockpit Builders is hitting us with a party of 17. Sim Caesar is here. What's going on, guys? We're about to take off from 29 Palms, Southern Cal. We're going to go. Oh, the other beautiful thing that happened while we were delayed was that SoCal came in. We got approach. We got 2 approaches. And then we got a Los Angeles Center. So we've got some ATC to talk to. And I think we're going to be on that 24.5 there. So we'll check in with them first and see what they say. But anyway, yeah, Cockpit Builders, hey. Yes, I appreciate that, man. Good to see you back, by the way. I didn't get to catch you earlier because I had a bunch of chaos going on here at the Slant Alpha household. But we'll definitely be watching your playback a little later on. But wonderful to have you back. Disavowed players here. Thank you very much, guys, for popping in. Appreciate it. Let's get this show on the, let's say on the road, or let's say above the road. What is next? Where did I leave off? We got the flight plan set. We'll go ahead and check the METAR, which again we can just do right here, which is so fantastic. I don't have to switch into 30 different tabs in Swift anymore. METAR KTNP. What? No? It just doesn't have one? Yeah, there isn't one. Yeah, okay. Okay, I believe you. What's the closest one then? Oh, up there. An XP. Alright, 10 statute miles clear. Altimeter's 29 or 9 or 7. Go with that. Wind is from 140. Alright, so 29 or 9 or 7 will get set down here in the altimeter. That's about there. Charted field elevation is what? Let's see. Field elevation here is 1,888. That's pretty much what's shown on the altimeter. That's always a good cross-check to do. Trailer is here as well. If I'd watched, I would have seen fire. Well, I'm definitely checking that out later. Trailer, I figured you were one of the helicopters flying around here. Good to see you, man. Let us see. So we do have SoCal Approach and Los Angeles Center, but we're still going to do the taxi out and departure on 22.8, which is awesome. On voice. I'm in disbelief that this is actually happening. I'm going to turn that first radio down to a different frequency just so we don't feedback. I don't know if that does or not, but we'll avoid it anyway. Where did we leave off? We set the altimeter. We verified the field elevation. We can obtain our clearance. That means we're going to check in with... Who do we think we check in with? I know I just said it moments ago. SoCal's on 24.5. Let's see what they say. Alright, we'll tune them. We don't hear those reassuring beeps anyway. We gotta just pray that we're on the right channel. Alright. Get my flight plan in front of me, get ready to make this call. SoCal Approach, Douglas 514 Delta Victors on the ground at 29 Palms, IFR to Catalina. Anything? Anybody?
Aircraft on the ground at 29 Palms, say your call sign again.
Douglas, 514 Delta Victor.
Douglas 514 Delta Victor, SoCal Approach. You're cleared to Catalina Avalon Airport as filed. Maintain 7,000, expect 14,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 124.5, squawk 4740 for release.
Alright, clear to Catalina as filed, maintain 7,000, expect 14,000 at 5, 124.5, 4740, hold for release, 5 and 4 Delta Victor.
Number 4 Delta Victor, read back correct, advise number 1 for departure.
Welcome, 5 and 4 Delta Victor. Alright.
SoCal Approach, good evening, Cheyenne 161 Alpha Kilo, also at 29 Palms, request clearance to Catalina.
Nice. Alright, we got some friends here. Okie doke. Let's get back to it. And
Cheyenne 161 Alpha Kilo, SoCal Approach, stand by.
we can set the transponder into altitude mode. Okay, and the squawk was 4740. 4740. Nav and ADF tuners is needed. Now, what do we say we're doing? 29 Palms VOR is 114.2, so we'll get that set. 114.2. Alright, next one down, and we'll get the bearing set to that in just a moment, but 115.5 and 053 is our next one. So we'll get that set in the nav too here.
161 Alpha Kilo, can you take 14,000 as your cruise?
Hey, firm, we can do that. 161 Alpha Kilo.
Alright, number 1 Alpha Kilo, cleared
15.5
to Avalon Catalina Airport as filed.
053, so that's
14,000 5 minutes after departure.
153, 253, so that's 233.
Clear to Catalina as filed. Initial climb 7,000, 14,000 5 minutes, squawk 4712, hold for
1,
release.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Number 161 Alpha Kilo, read back correct, advise number 1 for departure.
Alright, and I am going to
Will advise 161 Alpha Kilo.
knock that output down just a touch. The aviation gamers here. Yeah, we got the brand new voice system on VATSIM, man. It sounds glorious. Alright, so we got nav and ADF tuners. Right now we're just going to go direct to 29 Palms, so there's not a specific bearing, but we know it's to our east, so we'll just set the... No, it's almost set to that now. So we'll just turn that till it centers and just as needed as we get airborne. Okay, so I think we're set there. Alright, let's get the rest of the plane fired up. Everybody should be in and seated at this point. We'll get the seatbelt lights on. Yeah, the audio system is just fantastic. Ken says, I'm so impressed with this new audio system. It's just incredible. Absolutely agree, brother. It's been a long time coming, but worth the wait.
Number 9 on Tango, say where you're going again?
Let's see. So we got the seatbelt lights. Let's go ahead and get the engine 1 fired up now. Get the mix levers up there. What else we need? We need fuel pressure. That's probably a good thing. Get some electricity going. Get that fuel flowing. Peek out the window.
Tango, Roger, taxi.
Oh!
Ahead via Delta to the ramp.
We just had an instance where we heard him talking to a plane that we couldn't hear respond. So he's talking to somebody on the ground somewhere distant that we could not hear. But you could hear that he then came back and gave him further instruction. So that's another thing we got to watch out for, guys. Dane Simair's here, just snuck in and getting the seatbelt buckled up. Very good.
97 X-ray, flight present heading, descend and maintain 4,000.
Yeah, the clarity is awesome. You'll hear, Dane, the big thing is that the voice, the instruction response, it's so quick. It's right on top of each other because there's no second and a half delay while the other transmission gets buffered up and sent back to you. So once you get a really busy frequency, it is so lightning quick and it's so awesome. I was listening to SWA 8080 come into Atlanta earlier, and they were just rapid fire back and forth, and it was awesome. It was incredible. All right, where did we leave off? I keep getting distracted. This is just so it's like a Christmas morning here, guys. So we got the engine 1 is fired up. Let's go ahead and check the carb heat, make sure that it works. Alright, good there, good there. Now let's get our headings synced. So we're at a 168 or thereabouts. Let's spin this one all the way around. Whoops. So there's 170, and then maybe down 2 clicks, and then this one here all the way 170, and then down 2 clicks. We'll just spin this one until it says 0, just so I'm not looking at the wrong thing. Alright, flight control check. This of course is really to check the outside flight controls, but
Super 97 X-ray, turn right heading 160.
we'll just presume somebody's out there telling us that they all look good. We'll get our taxi lights on and flaps set to flaps 1.
Right heading 160.
Yeah, he sounds crappy as hell, but that's on purpose because he's far away. Alright, so what runway are we using here? So we're facing south. Wind was what, 1-4 something? I guess I'm using 8, which means I'm taxiing to the west, which means I got to come out here and make a left. Cockpit Builders needs a bail. Says have a great stream. Catch you next time. Good luck, Captain. Yeah, just want to tell you both we're all counting on you. All right, man. Appreciate the support as always, brother. All right, let's get the show on the road, guys.
Number 97 X-ray, turn right heading 230, report the airport.
22-8.
Copy that, 73 kilo.
Alright. 29 Palms traffic, Douglas, 514 Delta Victor is taxiing out for IFR westbound departure to runway 8, 29 Palms.
Say again, runway Douglas 4 Delta Victor.
Taxiing out to runway 8 at 29 Palms.
29 Palms, 569 Papa Charlie, clear the runway.
This is awesome, guys.
29 Palms traffic, 161 Alpha Kilo, taxi runway 17, 29 Palms.
Uh, 29 Palms traffic, Cessna, twin Cessna, 0 Charlie Romeo, taxiing behind the Douglas for runway 8, 29 Palms.
Yeah, it's hard to stop there. I'm trying to figure out where I am.
So are we all going 17 or 8, or we're going to have 2 runways in use?
Probably 8.
Roger.
This is awesome. Well, first of all, it's awesome. Just we got GA traffic on the calls here, but this is just, well, it's really fantastic of you guys to join in. This is.
I swear I will see you land at this island, Rob.
God bless us. I hope so. Oh, yeah. And don't follow me. I'm going the wrong way.
29 Palms traffic, Duke 73 Kilo, taxiing runway 8. We're coming off near 17 here.
29 Palms traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor. We just realized we're heading the wrong way on taxiway 48, so we're turning around here.
Roger.
November 514 Delta Victor, this is number 569 Papa Charlie, it's good to see you.
4 Delta Victor, hold position, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo. I'm gonna turn around real quick.
Should have heard a block
29 Palms, Cheyenne 161 Alpha Kilo, crossing runway 8, 29 Palms.
Trax 360, yeah, thank you for that. Just I'm just not paying attention. I'm just so enamored with the just so enamored with the stuff that's going on with the voice system, I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. Alright, so I had that Cessna in front of me, and it disappeared. Dark Lotus 7474 is here. Yeah, it sounds awesome. So, looks like the planes just disappeared. I'm not sure what happened there.
29 Pulse traffic, Duke 73 Kilo holding for the, looks like a Navajo here, 29 Pulse.
Yeah, so I did see you guys, but then you disappeared on me. At 29 Palms traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor, we're continuing taxi now. Did lose sight of you guys from a technical glitch issue, but just let me know if I'm about to plow over somebody.
Roger.
We'll go 514 Delta Victor.
Douglas 4 Delta Victor, the taxiway seems to be clear all the way down the runway. Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo.
0 Charlie Romeo, thanks.
29 Palms traffic, 161 Alpha Kilo taking off runway 17, going to be making a turn to the right, southwest departure, 29 Palms. 29 Palms traffic, Duke 73 Kilo, holding short runway 26, has the Douglas taxiing in sight, will hold position, 29 Palms.
29 Palms traffic, Twin Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, gonna taxi behind the Douglas.
Roger, we'll keep an eye out for you, 73 Kilo.
29 Palms traffic, 569 Papa Charlie, pulling in behind the 0 Charlie Romeo.
Now, what I wish I could do, or might be able to do, is tune SoCal on COM 2
Copy 0 Charlie
and switch
Romeo.
back and forth. I don't know. I got to play around with it with Xpilot and see what the situation with that is. But for right now, we're just going to do it all on COM 1, which means I'll have to get down here. I'll have to switch back to SoCal for my release. I'll have to switch back to 22.8 for my CTAF.
Kilo, we'll hold position and come in behind the helicopter, 29 Palms.
Right. We got a taxi out checklist that I've neglected. The hydro pressure's good. Let's see, let's get that back in front of me. The same thing's crossed the pond 2 years ago. I just completely blew my taxi out checklist. Cows can go in the trail because I was just so starstruck with what else was going on.
29 Palms
Heat.
traffic, Duke 73 Kilo, crossing runway 268, 29 Palms.
And no smoking sign. We'll do a quick run up.
Palms 70 Kilo is clear.
Yeah, I couldn't hear. Dancing Air's telling me that somebody might be lined up for 8. I can't hear it. I didn't hear it. And of course, it's not that realistic that you can't see them. So if we have a little bit of issue here because of that, I'm not gonna beat myself up over that. Alright, so I think we're ready. 29 Palms traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor is pulling up for departure on runway 8. Should have ended with 29 Palms also. You always, on a CTAF, you always start
29
and
palms
end.
traffic, Twin Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, gonna hold short behind Douglas 4 Charlie,
Alright.
4 Delta Victor.
Okay, so I'm switching off the frequency for just a second. 25, 24.5 I think it was, right? 24, this is why I wish this radio had the standby frequency. Alright, I think it's us.
Cheyenne 1 Alpha Kilo, radar contact 24 miles northeast of Palm Springs VOR. Altitude K7000, climb maintain 14,000.
Climb maintain 14,000, Cheyenne 1 Alpha Kilo.
SoCal Douglas 514 Delta Victor's number 1 at 29 Palms. Make sure we get our lights, get ready to get our lights.
Number 514 Delta Victor, SoCal, release for departure, clearance void if not off by 0125. Report airborne this frequency, change to advisory frequency approved.
Hi, report airborne this frequency, would if not off by 0125, change of advisories approved, 514 Delta Victor.
Douglas 563.
Alright, 22.8, shoot. Alright, way we go, guys. Come on, views. There we go. 29 Palms traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor's departing IFR eastbound, initially runway 8, 29 Palms. And collision, landing lights, taxi light. P2 heat on, I think we
29
did
Palms
already.
traffic will line up behind the departing Douglas runway 8, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, 29 Palms.
Once again, I didn't
29
get
Palms, 569 Papa Charlie.
fuel pumps and generators all finished, but we got that done now.
0 CR.
Alright. Remind ourselves what the departure procedure says. Right direct 29 Palms VOR. Alright, engines are responding normally and symmetrically. We'll set our takeoff power of 45. Tail's going to go flying on its own. We got airspeed of life. Not quite 45. There we go. Gear going up. And as soon as we get to 400 feet, we'll go flaps up.
29 Palms traffic, Twin Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, gonna wait a minute for the wake after the Douglas, 29 Palms.
And 29 Palms traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor, departed and clear, runway 8, 29 Palms. Yeah, center line adherence wasn't perfect. A little bit of a crosswind. Tail draggers are always tricky on X-plane, but... Alright, now direct to 29 Palms VOR is just a very slight right turn. We're through the 4,000 feet. So we'll get our... Let's get some lighting in here.
29 Palms traffic, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, departing runway 8, taking off straight out departure.
25 and 40?
29 Palms.
Alright, Alright, 25, yeah, 25 and 40, and we can get the fuel pumps off.
29 pounds, 569 Papa Charlie, Delta 29 helicopter, landing up runway 8.
And 24, 5. Alright, we're at 3,000. We're going to 7,000. We need to be at least at 6,000 by the time we get to 29 Palms. If 6 miles to do it. Think we can do it? No, we're going to need to do a turn. SoCal Approach, Douglas 514 Delta Victor's airborne, passing 2,500 going to 7,000 in 29 Palms.
Douglas 514 Delta Victor, SoCal, squawk 4740.
4740 is in the transponder, and it is mode C.
I'm not seeing it. I still see a primary contact, and I see a guy behind you at 3,000. So I need to switch to altitude for you. Okay, I got 3 aircraft in the air. There we go. There you are. Air 4 Delta Victor, radar contact 3 miles west of 29 Palms VOR. Climb maintain 120.
Alright, 1,2,005 for Delta Victor.
I'll make that 14000.
Okay, going to 1,4,005 for Delta Victor. Northwest Orient says the same instruction went to him. So yeah, it might be something in X pilot not picking up the transponder mode. I cycled it in the cockpit, and then I cycled it on X pilot, and then when I did it on X pilot, he finally said he was receiving me. Alright, we gotta get ready for this hold turn, guys, because we're not gonna be at 6,000 by 29 Palms. So eastbound left turns 255 until we're at 6,000. So 255, 155, so 075 is going to be the inbound track to that. You know what? We're at 5. You know what? I'm going to call it close enough. We're 5,200 with 0.7 to go. I think we'll be close enough. Our outbound heading is 231. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that over to a 231.
Cheyenne 1 Alpha Kilo, Palm Springs, September 2983.
2983. Cheyenne. 161 on the kilo.
9 Air Kilo Papa, Ontario, altimeter is 29090.
Alright, so there's 231, so we've got to
29090 for 119 Kilo Papa.
come back into it a little bit. How long must I wait for him to respond to my message? You definitely want to give him
United 1903, Palm Springs, IFR, San Francisco.
probably 20-30 seconds. If you hear them respond to another pilot, and then they don't seem like they're getting back to you after that, then you might assume that they're not hearing you.
Yeah, 1903, stand by.
But you definitely want to give them a few seconds. It's case dependent. If you're on the ground, you definitely want to be more patient. If you're waiting for, if you're intercepting the localizer and you're waiting for that that handoff to the tower or that landing clearance, you might be a little bit more insistent. But if you're on the ground, you definitely want to give them some patience.
Number 4 Delta Victor, traffic is 3 o'clock, 3 miles, going, looks like he's eastbound, turning southbound. Altitude indicates 6,300.
5-4 Delta Victor, we're looking for him.
SoCal Approach, Delta 52
Gemini, climbing passing 800. Correction 8000.
I don't see anybody, but it might be because the pilot client's not working properly. So 231 outbound, and I overshot it on purpose.
That's aircraft calling again. Delta 5229, SoCal Approach, radar contact, climb maintain 13,000. We're actually climbing to Padres 2 departure.
Now I'm blowing through that radio.
Please.
Delta 5229, climb via the Padres 2 departure, radar contact.
Climb via departure, Delta 5229.
All right. We are a little late going to our extended climb power. That's 2437. And trying to re-intercept that radial that I blew through.
November 514 Delta Victor, can you expedite your climb up to 900,000, please?
I will do our best to get up to 900,000, 514 Delta Victor.
November 514 Delta Victor, make a right turn. Make a right turn heading 280, please. Expedite.
Alright, expedite 280 and 900,000, 514 Delta Victor. Alright. Can't expedite it too much. I don't want to fall out of the sky. There's 280. 280. What did I just do? 280.
Number 9 kilo pop at a pilot's discretion, maintain 900,000.
Descend at pilot discretion, maintain 9,000 for 119 kilo pop.
Yeah, I can't hold the nose up this high for too long. I'm below my recommended climb airspeed, but hang on, aviation gamer man, you got to give me some patience. I'm hand flying this thing, so I'm not able to keep up with the chat messages 100% when I'm doing that, man.
Delta 5229, contact LA Center 125.8. Good day.
Contact 125.8. Good day. 5229.
I gotta get the nose.
Victor, traffic no factor, make a left-hand turn. Turn left heading 240, please.
Alright, 240, 514 Delta Victor. Alright. 625, okay, 24. Now does he want me to re-intercept the airway? He didn't say that. So we'll just stay on 240 until he tells us otherwise. Uh, 24, we can just keep getting the manifold pressure. The manifold pressure's been kind of decaying, and I haven't been watching it too diligently. As the air gets less dense, you're going to lose manifold pressure. You're going to keep increasing the throttles to maintain that constant pressure. I haven't done that, but now I've got it maxed out. So now we're getting about 36, 37, and about 2400 on the RPMs, which is our prescribed climb power. Now we're getting a little bit better forward airspeed. A little bit.
Delta Victor, turn left heading 220, intercept Victor, join air Victor 370, everybody.
Alright, 220, join Victor 370, 514 Delta Victor. Alright, so there we go.
Alpha Kilo, the Ontario, altimeter 2990.
So there's right on the 220 heading.
1 Alpha Kilo.
Yeah, I haven't engaged the autopilot yet at all. This has all just been yoke and rudder. And just kind of watching the attitude indicator, watching the navigation. Definitely gonna try to catch up with a couple of the chat messages now that I'm a little bit
contact SoCal departure on 124.
a little bit more stabilized. But I gotta watch that airway come back in as well. Is the is the sound mix good, guys? Is the ATC too loud, too quiet? Are you still able to hear me over it? I mean, I want you guys to be able to hear it because it sounds awesome. But yeah.
I got a clearance at Palm Springs and one other John Wayne. It'll be just a few minutes.
Sound mix is perfect, says Dane Sim. I appreciate that. Dane Flats is here. So Aviation Gamer, he was was waiting for a response about his Roblox flight sim. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, man, and same applies to me. How much patience you give the controller to respond is it's situationally dependent, but you know you can give them a little bit more time if you're on the ground, not waiting for a time-sensitive instruction. But if you're in the air, sometimes you just gotta cut in and see if they can get to you. So you have to always temper it with the fact that it may be a sound issue, especially on a network type game. You know, you lose voice connection or something, or they're not hearing you, or your mic stopped working, or something else. You know, you don't want to be waiting for 10 minutes for them to get back to an instruction that they never heard. So.
For Delta Victor, maintain 11,000 now. I'll give you higher for traffic. I'll give you higher in a few minutes.
Alright, 1,000 for traffic, 5 for Delta Victor. Alright, so we got 600 to go on that. Both Danes are here, says Northwest Orient. Trailder says, can hear you great over the sim and over the new ATC system. Yeah, man. Now, Trailder earlier says that was a blast. Can't hang with you for the flight, but great to be part of the send-off. Yeah, man, I'm so stoked that you joined us, man. We'll have to have you out on another one where you can do the whole thing.
Kilo Papa, contact approach 124.36.
124.3.
Aviation says hello from New York. Love the how-to, and let's make it to Catalina tonight. I'm fingers crossed, man. I got no family members on the road that are going to have any kind of flat tire issue, or everybody's home. Dogs are here. Mrs. Slant's here. Slant Junior's here. Junior Miss Slant, I guess I should say.
SoCal Approach, Cessna 980 Charlie Romeo, 13,000,
flight. Well,
16,000.
I'd have to resurrect FSX and a whole bunch of dusty brain cells to do that, but I don't know. One day I might give it a shot. I used to fly. I have the Sarah Sim Dauphine that I used to fly as
Altimeter 2983.
as the Maryland State Police
Cessna 0 Charlie
over
Romeo.
here in the Chesapeake Bay area. 2983, Fort Delta Victor. Alright, let's get down on that 11,000. Get that altimeter set in just a moment, but I mostly just want to get leveled off here. We also got to watch that VOR's coming in. Alright, so let's pop down here, 2983. That's a pretty big change from where it was.
Good evening, dude. 1873 Kilo, about 5 miles to the north.
Okay, so with that, we can actually gain a few more 100 feet here. Got another one going to Catalina. We got the whole parade going. Now, bear with me for just a second, guys. I'm gonna get a gulp of wine here and help me clear the throat out. We got the Barefoot Apple Moscato flowing tonight. The rest of my vodka was consumed at ZDC Live, and I haven't replenished the stash yet, so it's the Barefoot Moscato wine.
1873 Kilo, I'm not seeing you here. Second call sign?
Call sign is November 1873 Kilo. Type is a Beechcraft Duke. That's a Bravo Echo 60. And 4 miles from the Palm Springs VOR 8,500.
Yeah, I can't give it. There's no 1873. Are you sure you're not 820 Mike Hotel?
That's possible. Let me check my call sign.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Ah, yes, that's me, 820 Mike Hotel. Sorry, I'm looking at the call sign inside my cockpit.
November 0 Mike Hotel, squawk 4771. You said you're Beechcraft Duke.
Squawk 4771, and that's correct, Beechcraft Duke.
It's not a box of wine, Dane Sim Air, but it might as well be for what we paid for it. It's definitely your cheap mass-produced wine, but it's delicious as all get out. Alright, we're not quite at our found cruise. We're leveled off at 1,000, but since we're going to be holding here for just a few, let's go ahead and get down to 23 and 34.
Radar contact 4 miles north.
And get the seatbelt signs off.
Altimeter, Palm Springs 290.
And we'll go ahead and get the cowls closed up as well.
Altitude indicates 8,700 directly.
2983, and altitude check. Duke, 820 Mike
You're
Hotel.
going to which airport? Catalina?
Hey, from Catalina.
Register maintain VFR for Santa Cruz.
Maintain VFR, Duke, 820 Mike Hotel, thanks.
Yeah, I haven't, pardon me guys, haven't invited Otto into the cockpit yet.
SoCal Approach, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, question.
Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, go ahead.
Any chance the traffic before us at 1,000 is a Douglas, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo?
He's a Douglas DC-3, he's 11,000 now.
Cut, thanks.
Number 4 Delta Victor, climb maintain 14,000.
Going up to 14,000, 4 Delta Victor. Alright, so we'll get back up to our...
4 Delta Victor, possible, keep your speed up, let me know if you need to slow down, I got traffic right behind you.
we'll do our best, 4 Delta Victor.
And 1903, thank you for waiting, sir. Can you take the Cathedral 1 departure?
That's perimeter for 1903.
For United 1903, you're clear to San Francisco Airport, Cathedral 1 departure, Palm Springs, Airport, in as filed. Maintain 7,000. You can expect final 3605 minutes after squawk 4621.
Now we know we're coming in.
Okay, United 1903 is clear to the San Francisco.
It's a 36-mile leg and I'm 29 miles out. I should have actually switched over to navigating inbound to Palm Springs on 115.5.
You
can see it actually... Uh-oh, we froze up for a second here.
We'll call you in a bit, United 1903.
Come on, X-Plane, come back to us.
1 Alpha Kilo, descend to maintain
There we are.
900,000.
Set 900,000, 161 Alpha Kilo.
So you can actually see in the lower VOR gauge that we're coming in on that a little bit off.
1 Alpha Kilo, contact approach 124.3 today.
124.3, 161 Alpha Kilo.
But we need to go, we'll go ahead and switch it to 115.5 up top, 115 and 5. And we're supposed to be coming in on a 053, which is a 233, right? So let's get this. So there's 230, and we'll go 123. Oops, other way. 123. Yeah, so we're a little left, of course. Let's go ahead and get general correction going in here. Agent B7 is louder. That just might just be the way we've got our mics set up. So I've been looking at, and I can't. Okay, so I can pull up the settings window. As I talk, you can see in the settings window for X-Pilot that I'm hitting right in the middle of that green range. So that's right where you want it to be. So it might just be just a difference in our mic calibration. Alright, so we're coming back into that radio. Of course, we're also passing over the VOR. And we want to go outbound Palm Springs on a 260. So let's go ahead and retune that radial now. 260. We'll start the right turn. And 112.2 Paradise is the next one up the line, so we'll start getting this one preset here. 112.2 and a 078 looks like. So a 258. So there's 260, and we'll go down 1, down 2. Alright. Whoops. It's supposed to be a 260. And we're supposed to be climbing. So we're supposed to be on the 260 radial, so I need to get back over on that.
0 Charlie Romeo, say your speed.
155, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo.
0 Charlie Romeo, maintain 140 knots for traffic.
140 knots for traffic, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo.
SoCal Approach, helicopter 2044 northbound over the Harbor Freeway, helicopter route, altitude restricted, at or below 1,500.
Helicopter 20844, SoCal Approach, roger, report on station.
Alright, so we're supposed to be on a 260,
Say again for 2044, please.
and I think we're...
Helicopter 844, roger, report on station over downtown.
Alright, we'll report downtown LA, helicopter 844.
Another helicopter on frequency. That is not trail door. So it's supposed to be on a 260, so I'm turning to about a 240. Make sure I'm on that 260 radial. I'm trying to get every last bit of performances that I can out of these engines. Keep Diana from having to slow down too much.
SoCal Approach, American 21 is with you at 10,000 feet.
I don't know what I'm going to be able to do about that, Diana. You might have to just do some lazy S-turns or something back there. Or maybe we'll let him blow you past me at some point. Dane Flats is asking about them releasing X-Pilot. Yeah, they did it just as we were about to go live, man. So it is out. It's good to go. I'm using it, and it's awesome. We do think that there's a little bit of an issue where the other airplanes might have vanished on us at some point, so we'll just take careful notes here, and we'll of course show the stream to the developer, Justin, so he can kind of check into that and see if he can figure out what caused that. But he's a super guy and very active developer, so any issues that come up, I know he'll be right on top of them. Audio.vatsim.net says Bear Aviation is the repository for all the new stuff that you need for the new system. So, yep, absolutely. How's the codec? It's fantastic, Al. Al South MAA is here. Yeah, it sounds fantastic, and the biggest improvement is not just the quality of the voice, but that reduced delay. The fact that you can get those back and forth transmissions, especially on a busy approach sector or a busy tower sector, you get those back and forth transmissions without those 1 to 2 second pauses in the middle of them, or even longer sometimes. And it really helps to keep the flow organized when you're able to give those instructions rapid fire like that, but it's also just so immersive. It sounds, I mean, you almost can't tell that you're not listening to live ATC. It's amazing. Alright, we're now on that 260 radial, so I'm going to gently bring it back over.
SoCal United 1903 Palm Springs, taxi.
And 1903, runway 31, taxi.
Yeah, tracks, VATSIM says it's not publicly available for X-Plane, but that changed like so recently. It changed within the last like hour and a half or so. So it just might be that the site's not updated yet. It's definitely good to go. I'm using it, and it's working. Dane Flats was asking about vanishing airplanes. Yeah, so when we were on the ground at 29 Palms, when I first started the stream, I could see everybody, but then at some point everybody just blipped away and became invisible. So we'll have to see if that's, we'll have to look into that some more. So we're doing well on the radial now, 260.
SoCal Approach, RC88, with you at flight level 200.
Let's check on the engine health here. We can actually run the engine a little harder.
SoCal Approach, verify you have information here.
We have information here.
At 888 head circus, cleared ILS runway 24 right approach.
Okay, clear for ILS 24 right approach for Los Angeles, green at 888.
We'll see if we can get a little bit more horsepower out of those engines and get up to that 14,000 without holding Diana up too much. LTRMCrew is watching the VOR gauge for me. I appreciate that, man. David 40W. Yeah, it's a feature free of charge, he says. Yeah, there's always been a fine line between bugs and features, right?
8979 Tango, SoCal Approach Rider. Welcome aboard.
Dane says, the VATSIM guy was interviewed by FS Elite, said I can't really say, but Microsoft Flight Simulator 2002, and I think he meant 2020, will have VATSIM.
We have information here at Los Angeles, American 21.
There was a post on our forum, VATSIM forum, where somebody suggested integrating VATSIM clients with the new software, which would be interesting if you didn't have to have an external client. That would be pretty neat.
United 1903 ready for 31 left at Palm Springs.
Missed Approach has followed us. Missed Approach, appreciate you being here. We're on the brand new VATSIM voice system with brand new VATSIM client, X-Pilot, and we're trying to break the Catalina curse. I've been trying to do this flight out to Catalina Island since February. This is attempt number 6. First 4 attempts were scrubbed due to weather. Attempts 1 and 4, we actually flew the missed approach just for practice. Attempts 2 and 3, we just changed the plan up ahead of time. But attempt number 5, I got in the middle of, and everything was looking fantastic. And I had to go rescue one of my family members from side of the road with a disabled vehicle. So, and then tonight, streaming software wouldn't start. I had to update my graphics drivers right before the stream started. We got started about 45 minutes late, so it's like every time I try this flight, something goes wrong. But tonight we're going to make it to Catalina come hell or high water.
American 21, cross field each had to maintain 7,000 at 210.
So, yeah, Dane Flats,
Maintain 7,000 at 210, that's American 21.
somebody brought that up in the VATSIM forum. It's like, would we reach out to Microsoft and see if they would integrate a pilot client into their software? I thought it sounded like a stupendous idea. I have no idea how feasible it is.
So I'm going to hold you, or you can cancel VFR, or cancel IFR, it's your choice.
We can cancel IFR, 1 off kilo.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll come back to that in a second.
Cancellation received to the airport site.
Affirm, we do have the deal at the site, 1 off kilo.
1 off kilo, roger, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
We'll come back to that. That exchange just happened on the radio. We'll come back to that in a second. That's an excellent point.
SoCal Approach, helicopter 20449er, 150.
Dane says,
LA, and we'd like to do fuel
Captain, there's only so much.
SoCal United 1903, holding short, 31 left at Palm Springs.
Hang on, guys.
Helicopter 844, roger, you remain over downtown LA, report when you are outbound from downtown.
Roger, report the outbound from downtown, helicopter 844, thank you, sir.
Yeah, that static was coming through like hella loud. Dane says there's only so much wine I can drink waiting for you to get us to 14,000. Yeah, I understand, man. I'm doing the same here. V-Pilot is flashing at me. It's the... That's Agent B7 trying to reach me.
29990, 0 Charlie Romeo, thank you.
Yep, and that was that was my private message going back to her.
7 Iron Tango, the John Wayne, 2990. You have a trouble with 900.
Alright, so there we are. We're getting 220 feet to go now to cruise altitude. Now, I did turn the seatbelt lights off, Al, a little bit ago, so you can feel free to get up and move around the cabin and hit the little pilot's, the little passenger's room if you need to.
Okay, 1903.31, left, takeoff.
Okay, clear for takeoff. 31 left, United 1903.
Kind of makes sense, Dane says. FSX had GameSpy, which was third-party multiplayer. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I thought that was a real interesting prospect that someone brought up. I don't know how realistic it is, but it would be awesome to see. And sure would put VATSIM at the forefront. You know, with all this new competition in the online network arena, it sure would boost VATSIM to get native integration.
Got traffic passing below you at 7,004 miles opposite direction.
Got a little bit of a block tone there. Did you guys hear it? Awesome. Alright, we're drifting a little bit left of course. Let's come to the right and get back on that radio.
SoCal departure, Douglas 5563.
Douglas 5563, SoCal.
Yes, sir, on the ground, Catalina. I think our approach controller has logged out, but we just wanted to report IFR cancellation.
Douglas 5563, roger, IFR cancellation.
Dane says, I would think Microsoft would incorporate VATSIM natively, especially if they're planning to add it in virtual reality. So that was kind of one big thing that came out of their more recent development update, was that a lot of users were hitting them about virtual reality integration, and they were like, oh, you know what, it's on our radar, but it wasn't at the top of the to-do list, and we're hearing you. All the feedback we're getting about it says that we need to move it up on the priority list. So
SoCal United 100 requesting IFR clearance.
and we are finally at our cruise altitude. I'm going to back the RPMs back down to about 23. Let's go ahead and check on those engines again. Yeah, we're still good there.
United 100, SoCal. SoCal Approach, German command right now, I think it's just like electric operation. 7 Iron Tango, yes sir, she is there to go.
Yeah, we're definitely having some transponders, mode Charlie issues.
SoCal Approach, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, 1 to report. Experience some medium chops at 16,000 present position, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo.
0 Charlie Romeo, roger, like to take out.
Negative, we're good, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo.
United 1903, radar contact, now.
5.747, United 1903.
1903, maintain 133.
Some of that static comes through like
Okay, 1313,
mega loud.
United 1903.
But hopefully the sound mix is still good even when that happens. So guys, let me know if we're blowing your eardrums out. Mr. Approach says, besides Microsoft, who will be the big SS winners? I'm not sure what SS refers to there, if you can clarify. LTRMCrew says it's all pretty decent normal level here. Good, okay. Good deal. Whoops. Losing some altitude here. Oh, fine. Oh, I didn't. Okay, I couldn't. On my screen, I couldn't tell that those were dollar signs. My bad. I got you now. Alright, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, guys. I do want to I want to let Otto take over. I want to get back on my cruise altitude. I want to brief myself on my navigation plan since I'm not really keeping up too well with that. I want to keep up with the chat messages as well, and I want to come back to that.
SoCal Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, we actually would like to descend if possible. It's hard to keep the altitude in this turbulence.
So let's get back to 14,000. We'll let Otto take it over.
Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo.
Almost there. Stay on target. Alright, so there we are. Let's level it out. Autopilot, level, and nav mode, I believe. Yep. I don't know why we're doing this radical correction. Alright, so there we are. Back on that airway. And let's go ahead and update ourselves on our navigation plan, because I have not been keeping up with that at all. I don't need that anymore. Let's see, it's a 55-mile leg to Paradise, VOR. That means 27, yeah, we're well past that transition point. Let's go ahead and get inbound to Paradise on 112.2 and a 078. So to do that, we're gonna, first of all, we're gonna sync our headings. 274 looks like. Nope, wrong way. 27, and then let's go 1, 2 clicks up. 272, yeah, and this is way off. 27. We're gonna let that shake out now. Al South, is that Agent B7 on the air? Yes, sir, it is. Trailer says, while you fly, I'm attempting to hook up with X-Pilot. Works to the point where I hit the push-to-talk and nothing happens. I know that once I set the push-to-talk, I had to close and reopen the settings box, Al, so you might want to try that. Trailer, you might want to try that. Ken says, not my best flying, but I landed and didn't crash. Had to go around the first attempt because I was way too high. Yeah, we'll watch that. We'll see if we can set that approach up and get it right the first time. We'll give it our best shot. So magnetics reading 264 or 3 maybe. Let's bump this down 1, and maybe this down 2. Let's so it's 264 and chain, almost 265 now. Yeah, okay. So they're all reading correct. All right, now next thing to do is to get the
SoCal United 2186 descending via the
current heading lined up. Get this in the heading mode.
23.8.
All right. This will be exciting to actually land at Catalina. Well, yeah. Well, don't get ahead of me now. Still a lot that can go wrong, especially when I'm not paying attention at all to my navigation. 112.2. Let's go ahead and get that set up top here. 112.2. And we're 3.7 miles out from it, but we want to go outbound on a 238, so I'm going to go ahead and just preset that, 238. So we'll be making a left turn here, just 240. Let's see, 240 there. 1. Oops. 1, 2. So we'll be making a left turn here.
We'll call for taxi 31 left, United 100.
We're pretty much passing it now.
SoCal Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, where we deviated 200 feet, returning back to 16,000. Uh, 16,000, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo.
Alright, passing by the VOR. It's passing to our left, so I'm going to correct slightly to the left to get back on that radial. And the next one up the line is this one here, which is Seal Beach 115.7. We'll go ahead and get that preset on nav 2. 15. Yeah, I gotta adjust the view here just a little bit to get that done.
2120, Angel 1 roundup arrival,
15.7. We're going to be coming into that on the 058, which is a 238. So we'll just spin that around there to 240. And then we'll go 1, 2 clicks down. Looks like that that radio's starting to come back in on the upper VOR.
7106 for...
Go ahead and let Otto get that for us. LTRMCrew. A plane just crashed at Avalon and they had to close the runway. No, we're not going to let anything stop us tonight. Except maybe this apple Moscato. Hang on a second. Alright, so I want to, real quick, look at this leg that we're on so that I know when we're switching over. So at least when we miss that, we'll know. Let's get the drawing tool up here. What's the distance of that leg? Okay, there it is, 27. So at 14 miles, more or less, we'll switch over. So that's not a very long leg. Actually, it looks like it's this point right here. So 14 miles, and we should actually start getting a descent here soon, too.
SoCal Approach, helicopter 2044 has Santa Monica.
We're 7 miles out now, says the DME, so we got a couple minutes. I want to go back to something that we heard earlier. And Ken's going to take some pictures of the arrivals for us. I'm going to go back to something that we heard earlier, where the controller asked a pilot if they wanted to cancel IFR so that they could continue into Avalon.
Straight in, runway 21, helicopter 2044.
Avalon is a non-towered field, and so IFR arrivals can only be cleared in one at a time.
Right, you gotta fix that mic.
They don't have the ability to separate traffic. They don't have a tower controller there, so they don't have a way to space traffic into the arrivals except by clearing them into the approach one at a time. So we got to basically report when we've landed and canceled IFR before the next approach clearance can be given. So without 29902, 5 Port Delta Victor. So without that tower controller, that's really a cumbersome process of getting a stream of IFR arrivals into a non-towered field. So that's why, and it's referred to the one in and one out rule. And get that altimeter set. It's 2993. So,
And SoCal United 100, pump spring, ready for taxi 31 left.
So, there's no such restriction on VFR arrivals. VFR planes separate themselves. So
So we have confirmed that it is on both our client and Qatar aircraft, but it doesn't want to. I'm not sure what's going on here.
I'm not sure what's going on here either. I can't see you. Let's do this. Let's try to cycle one more time.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right here. So actually saying both C on my client, but that's happening.
Yeah, 514 Delta Victor, confirm if you cycle it back and forth on the client once now, it should probably work. It's what worked for us. But down to 9,000, and we'll let you know on the approach request 514 Delta Victor. Alright, let's get a couple hundred feet down there.
This is maintain 10,000, November 0 Charlie Romeo.
Alright, let's get that down. So we'll get the fasten seatbelt lights on. Let's see what else we need to do. Alright, we'll get the cows into trail once we get a little closer in. I think we're probably just going to do a visual. But let's get a weather report there. Can we get X-Pilot over here? Come on, X-Pilot. Let's do a METAR KAVX 150 at... No, wait a minute. 300 at 5. I'm looking at the looking at the date and time. 300 at 5, and at Avalon we've got what now? I believe it's a 4 and a 2-2. KAVX. Yeah, we haven't been doing a very good job of staying ahead of this flight, have we?
Number 8907, 9er Tango Road. We're going to enter right downwind in front of the traffic heading into 8,000 feet in the same direction about this left. We have that traffic flag over there. Enter right downwind.
I think the Bravo's got the lower minimums in case we need that. Yeah, so this was the one that's got the lower minimums. But we won't really need that. So we got a runway 4 and 22, and what was the wind? The wind was 300. So pretty much a straight up crosswind either way.
Just before the...
Slightly better for 22, I guess. So we'll take a visual to 22.
SoCal Approach, Delta 9058 LAX, 2500, heading to Vector.
Okay, so I had two people talking to the first person. Go ahead.
Alright.
United 100, holding short 3 left.
So let's get inbound on a 0. I'm sorry, on a 238 to Seal Beach, 115.7. Get the headings matched.
SoCal Approach, 280 Mike Hotel, has Catalina in sight.
0 Mike Hotel, roger, no traffic on the street near the airport. Radar service terminated. VFR frequency change.
Block VFR, KTNP-KAVX, Gate 20 Mike Hotel, how's it going?
115.7.
SoCal Approach, Delta 9858.
And we'll just get ready to overfly that.
Delta 9858, SoCal radar contact, turn left heading 166,
And go outbound on a 202.
Delta 9858.
For 79 Tango, equipment approaching our downwind. If you think you're downwind, I'll call your base. By downwind, you have to limit.
Alright, so there's our 202. Let's see if we can maybe expedite the descent just a little bit.
Well, they say 50 degrees to the left. That would be deviating from the localizer and glide so forward to 5 for left.
Yes, sir, I did identify you. I'm going to give you a visual, but did you just turn right?
Yeah, we just turned right into the localizer.
Oh, and Downwind Sim says that X-Plane might have the outdated. Now I know I've done the VOR approach into Santa Catalina before, but if they've updated that frequency recently, yeah, I might still have the old one. SXC is the VOR there at Santa Catalina. Even though the airport's called AVX. The VOR is called SXC for some reason.
Okay, guys, we don't need to hear this block. I get the tone and everybody knows this block. Thank you. Delta 9858, give me flight heading 160.
Yeah, that one's I shouldn't need it, but I appreciate that, and I'll check on that in just a second.
We're descending 10,000. It's just some turbulence beating us up, so it's not very straight. That's 0 Charlie Romeo.
So we're over top of the VOR now. Let's go ahead and get on that outbound to 02. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and tune that. 14. Let's see what happens. 14, 15. Okay, yeah, I do have it on 14, 15 downwind sim. I did actually update my nav data just last week, so that may make the difference. But I do seem to have it on 14.15, so we're okay there. Thank you, though, for checking on that.
1120 LA Center, currently flight 230, 10,000.
Contact 12 miles north east of the Seal Beach VOR. Go ahead and turn right heading 260 to maintain 5,000 before the
260, that's
Oh, so
5,000 at the airfield.
Question from above was, does X-Pilot respect comm radios and transmit monitor selectors on the plane? I believe that it does. I know that it definitely does check the avionics panel state to see whether the radios have power, but I don't know about the audio switches. Let's go ahead and just direct into Santa Catalina at this point.
Number 2711 with you, viewpoint 4, runway heading.
SoCal Approach, good evening, Southwest 200 at 2,200 climbing 5,000. Maintain 15,000 and actually make that left turn heading 070.
Whoop. Let's get back up to 9,000.
Maintain 15,000, left turn heading 070. 079 Tango, you turn in front of the plane, and you just turn left to get behind that 737, so you turn left. Yeah, I got you. I lost left traffic. Do you have a back sight? Yeah, I got it.
Listen to that back and forth. That back and forth was so quick. So, yeah, downwind sim, yeah, it does respect whether the radios have power or not, but I don't know about the switches. Maybe we'll play with that a little bit once we get down at
Catalina. Traffic road 2711, you were stepped on, sorry.
I think we're going to probably give this guy a little break.
That's 2120 LA Center, we're going around, we're a little bit too high to catch the 25 left.
Right, Delta 2120, make a left turn heading 070, maintain 7,000.
Maintain 7,000 and 070.
Yeah, we'll play with that when we get downwind, so no problem.
Left turn, give me heading, please.
Left turn heading 070.
070, sorry you guys stepped on that earlier.
Delta 9858, Center Mission Bay.
Center Mission Bay, Delta 9858.
4 Delta Victor, just gonna maintain 4,000.
Center maintain 4,000, 5 and 4 Delta Victor, you can cancel IFR.
514
Uh-oh.
Victor, I for cancellation. Rear, there's surveys for VFR.
Frequency change approved, 5 and 4 Delta Victor. Alright, let's copy this into a notepad.
Want to see 221 from San Diego Airport in sight and traffic is on 2 miles from final at 1,000. Got a report on the traffic inside.
Copied. See if we can continue it. We'll see.
Rescue 221, visitor approaching number 2 on traffic.
Alright, so we're commencing our approach now.
231, departure radar contact
Let's get this transponder to 1200.
SoCal Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo requesting resume normal speed.
And let's get over to 122.8.
Catalina traffic, 2820 Mike Hotel is right down the road to full stop
Catalina traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor's on about a 12 miles straight in, looking for that traffic for 22 Catalina. So we got somebody on our right base that we may or may not be able to see.
Traffic, 2820 Mike Hotel, link back the shot line, flying along, insight, Catalina.
And we're going to pop the binoculars in here real quick. I'm not quite sure I'm seeing the airfield yet either. Oh.
Catalina traffic, 2820 Mike Hotel, turning right base runway 22, traffic on final flight, Catalina.
Alright, so I see the runway, I don't see the traffic. I think it might just be a pilot client error. You know what, I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect.
Traffic, 2820 Mike Hotel, turning final runway 22, full stop, Catalina.
See if we can see that traffic now. Alright. Field elevation there is 1600. We're very high. Catalina traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor. We're well above pattern altitude. We're going to continue downwind and rejoin a right pattern for 22 Catalina. Yeah, no way we're making that one work from that angle.
Catalina traffic, Twin Cessna 980 Charlie Romeo, 15 miles east, inbound, and we won't not gonna land before the DC-3 before us lands. Cessna 03 Charlie Romeo will stay in the pattern.
Alright.
Catalina traffic, 2820 Mike Hotel, clear for runway, Catalina.
Nice. Okay. I don't think we're don't think we're seeing him. What we might do, tell you, instead of disconnect and reconnect, let's actually close it and reopen it. Oh, it's updating. Saint Rock's late to the party, but he's here. Well, hopefully this won't kill us. We'll ignore that. I'm sure that's a file that's in use. Alright, we're back on. Tracks. If this crashes X-Plane, that would be both sad and hilarious. Yes, it would.
Catalina traffic, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, 10 miles east, descending 3000 for close traffic. We'll stay in the pattern, Cessna Curse Catalina.
Alright, so let's get our approach checklist really going. We can get the no smoking lights on. We did. Fuel pumps we can get on. And the cowls already went into trail mode. Yeah, they did. Catalina traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor's now on about a 2-mile departure off of 22. Still descending through 5,000. Extend a couple miles and then we'll turn right crosswind to 22 Catalina. So 2600 is truly the...
Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, behind the Douglas, we'll follow them on pattern, Catalina.
So there's 22 in the heading. Still pretty high. Are we taking bets as to whether I will land? I think we're not even doing landing rate prediction. We're doing landing prediction as in yes or no. You guys are cruel. Let's get the manifold pressure back down to 20. Okay, we're through 4,000 and we're almost 5 miles out. So let's go ahead and Catalina traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor is now turning right crosswind 22. Alright, so 22 plus 90 is 3-1 on the heading. And we don't want to take it down too much lower than about 3,000 feet. Otto has long since been given his walking papers. And we don't want to go too far on this crosswind either. We want to maybe say 2 miles a minute. We want to go about 30 seconds to go about a 1 mile downwind. Catalina traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor is now turning downwind, right downwind 22, Catalina. So that's going to be 04.
Catalina traffic, Cessna 0 Charlie Victor, turning right crosswind for 22, full stop, Catalina.
Still need to get down about another 500 feet or so. We haven't started with flaps and gear yet either. I know about where it is on that island. I don't quite see it though. Let's just make sure we're keeping a nice 040. I think it's up there.
Catalina traffic, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, turning right downwind for full stop at 22 Catalina.
Okay, yeah, I see the runway. There's the airport. Let's get back down to about 3,000. We'll keep the speed up a little bit here. Yeah, so the guys, especially if you're new to the stream, we do have a landing stats pop-up box that's going to show up on the lower right-hand corner of the screen. So if you want to put some landing rate predictions in, remember this is a fairly short field, so I'm going to have to plan it down pretty close to the numbers and get stopped as quickly as possible. So landing rate in terms of feet per minute may not be my best work tonight. I'm just going to give you that caveat. But go ahead and throw your predictions into the chat window. It's not the Project Flybot. There's no particular format that you need to do that in. Kind of do that in whatever, and you don't need to make it a negative number. We know it's a descent rate, so.
Dallas 4 Delta Victor, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo. I lost sight of you. Verify you're still here.
5 and 4 Delta Victor still here, and we're still on downwind, about abeam the numbers 422, 5 and 4 Delta Victor. Catalina. Obsolete Binkies, put a guess in.
0 Charlie Romeo, I guess I'm right below you. I will slow down, Catalina.
Alright. He's a final of 2.5, so that's not even...
Catalina traffic, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo will do a 360 on downwind for traffic separation, Catalina.
Alright, so Diane's going to circle for us. Okay, just about at a 45 degree. So let's go ahead and start turning... Catalina traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor's now turning right base 22 Catalina. Oop, and I'm ballooning the altitude way up. Let's get the altitude and speed under control. Nine and 4 is 13, so we're going to turn to a 130. And let's get some altitude off here.
Catalina traffic, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo will be following Douglas DC-3. Will turn right base in a minute, Catalina.
Where are we?
And Douglas, we have you signed.
Flaps 1 gear. Did I get the fuel pumps on? Yeah, I did. Oh, overshot. Let's get on it. Catalina traffic. Douglas 514 Delta Victor's turning about a 4-mile final. Runway 22 Catalina. So a pretty wide pattern.
Catalina traffic, Twin Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, turning right base for 224 stop, Catalina.
Yeah, pretty wide pattern, and I overshot the turn to final, so we'll get back on it. We got flaps 2, we're about 100 knots. We're going to aim for about 85 knots on finals. So let's start getting the speed down. Next notch of flaps going out. Get it down to about 90 knots. Alright, now we'll go flaps 4. Aim for that 85 knot final. Still got to get back on center line here. Runway is right behind that pedestal. You can't quite see it.
Catalina traffic, Twin Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, turning right, turning final for full stop for the Douglas DC-3 on final, Catalina.
Alright. Let's see if we can get this sorted out now. Hi. 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 That's going to be interesting, guys. Alright, now can we keep it on? That's the question. I didn't expect that. Did not expect that. Whew, I wouldn't call that the most stable approach, but we sure as hell made it work, didn't we? Oh my god. Alright, let's get out of the way so Diana can get down. Whew. We've broken the Catalina curse, guys. Only took me 8 months.
Catalina traffic, Twin Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, short final full stop to Catalina.
Catalina traffic, Douglas 514 Delta Victor, clear 22 Catalina. Wow. That is a load off, I'm telling you. And yeah, it didn't look good at all coming down. That was, it happens so often on this stream, doesn't it, guys? My best approaches turn into my crappiest landings and vice versa. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just going to find a bare spot over here. Pull it up, park it, call it a day. I do want to fiddle with the radios. Oh, we got some traffic over there. Now, are we going to be able to see?
Catalina traffic, Cessna 0 Charlie Romeo, 22 back 8, Catalina, taxiing to the parking behind the company DC-3.
Yeah, I didn't see her. I don't see her, but I do see what I'm assuming is some traffic here. That belongs to you guys. We're just going to pull it up over here, kind of in the corner. And downwind 7, I haven't forgotten you, man. We want to play with the radios here and see what happens. Alright, parking brake on. Let's get the shutdown here. We got the flaps stowed. We can get the landing lights on. I'm going to leave the taxi light off. We can get the no smoking sign off. The pitot heat can come off. Fuel pumps can come off. Let's see. Transponder was already turned. Well, it was turned to 1200, but we can now turn it off. And we'll go ahead and kill the engines. And get the magnetos and generators. And now we can get the seatbelt sign off. And we'll reset the trim. Let's see, I'd like to do that from here. Spin that down. Yeah, amazing. I can't believe it. We finally did it. We finally got down to Catalina. Everything looked like it was going wrong, and it all came together. Alright, the fuel and ETA. We had said 10:28 and 10:33. We're a few minutes late, probably because of that extra pattern. And I'm going to guess that 1274, I bet you it's closer to 1100. Let's see what we got. Oh no, we got a little extra actually, 1371. Okay, that nice high altitude probably made us a little bit more efficient. So very good. Okay, let's see what happens with the. Let's get X-Pilot over here. Well, first of all, let's catch up with the chat messages. Let's see who was the big winner of the landing rate competition. Or if Agent lands and Rob doesn't. 242 was a prediction. Missed Approach was calling for a Crisco landing, and man, I delivered it. I had no idea. Al says, lotto numbers for tonight are 122. Obsolete Binky said 386. Dane said 285. Ken 225. Saint Rock said 69. Al said, I thought that said obsolete bikini. Dane Simer says Agent B7's flying at nighttime. Okay, we'll have to watch her stream back later to see how that looked from her vantage point. Al was picturing my grandma's bloomers. Obsolete. Do I fly the TU-154? I do not actually, obsolete Binky. I think my next purchase is probably going to be the FlyJSim 727. Do a little slant whiskey flying. It's kind of slant alpha plus, right? Is this the end of the curses, Downwind Sim? We made it. Drum roll, please. Trax gave me a 142 guess there, and I think, and the angels sang, says Downwind Sim. St. Rock was the big winner, says Trailder. Yeah, I believe so. St. Rock says 4 feet off. Al says, did we land yet? Oh, we did. Yep, that's how smooth it was, man. St. Rock was the big winner. Always choose 69, says St. Rock. And usually you're so far off. Ken says, I got screenshots, but didn't look like a DC-3 to me. Well, anything's better than nothing, Ken. And Trailer is back at 29 palms. Melvin says, congrats, my friend. Yeah, man, I can't believe it took us 8 months to do it, but we did it. And Ken says, I flew it at night as well. It made the approach even more interesting. Yeah, I don't know that my night lighting is good enough to do that. Let's go ahead and play with these radios just a little bit. I do know, Downwind Sim, I'm almost certain that if I shut this battery off, we want to look, here's where we want to look, man. Alright, here's the radio status indicators, and these will go dark when I shut the power to the avionics off, I'm pretty sure. I know that it works in other planes, I haven't tested it with the DC-3. Whoops. Okay, so with no power to the radios, you see they cut out completely. So there's that, and they're back. Now let's play with the receive on COM1 went off, didn't it? I'll tell you what, I'm going to go into settings here, and let's keep X-Pilot visible, apply OK. So now I can play with this. Yeah, receive on 1 is on, receive on 1 is off. Let's see. VHF2 is there. Yep, that works. VHF2 is off. Can I put them on both? I can. And then how do I transmit? Let's see if I switch. I don't think that switch there is modeled. The knob up top. Yeah, I don't think I can transmit on COM2. At least not with the knob. I don't think this knob here that we're looking at, I don't think that knob is modeled. Matter of fact, it's not pointed to the right thing, so it's definitely not modeled. But yeah, receive status does seem to work, at least in this cockpit, Downwind Sim, so. Yep. Now the question is, all right, look at that. Oh, it changed transmit and receive, and look what it also did. It changed the receive position of the switches. So COM1, COM2. Okay, so it's changing the switches. Now if I go COM both, it's receive both, but it's going to leave. Okay, so now that changes that back to COM1. So if I want to receive both, I can go COM both, and that works. But I can also do that with this one. So there you go, Downwind Sim. Does that answer your question? Oh, Kitty Monster is here, coming over from Agent B7 stream. Agent B7 made it down safely at Catalina as well. Appreciate her flying along with me, and thanks for those that are joining that are just fresh over from her stream. We got it down on Catalina Island finally after 8 months of trying. This is attempt number 6. Sixth time is the charm. That's how the old saying goes, right? But yes, we were just playing with XPilot and the transmit and receive state switches, and how good Justin's client is as far as picking up the correct radio status. So down with some. Yeah, you got your question answered there. Very good, man. All right, the which was needed. Yeah, Agent B7, you made all the difference. Well, thanks for all of you guys who joined in and did the Catalina raid with us. It was an awesome flight, a lot of fun. SoCal was pretty swamped, but he did a great job as well. So we'll definitely send our thanks over to the Los Angeles LA ARTCC on VATSIM for the great service and the interaction on UNICOM on 122.8 CTAF, I guess I should say. But yeah, the interaction on 22.8 was really awesome as well. So thanks so much, guys, for making that a blast. It was a really good time on both the departure and the arrival end. It did look like we had a little bit of a glitch where the other players' planes disappeared on us unexpectedly out at our departure airport, and I felt like what can we see here? Let's look. All right, you know what, Justin? Let's get this out of the way now. Apply and OK. So what do we have here? I don't. Yeah, okay. A couple of you have gone ahead and popped off. So. Yeah, so we'll look at that stream again and see if there's a point where we can say something happened and the players disappeared. So, and it's also, of course, we updated the client while we were en route, and that may have fixed the issue as well. We'll have to go back into the Discord for audio for VATSIM and see if he says what that update entailed. So, anyway, yeah, it was a good time. Thanks all for flying along. It was a fantastic journey. Let's see, what do we got coming up on the stream? We are normally on Monday nights and Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern here. So if you're new to the stream and you want to check us out again, yeah, Monday and Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, twice a week normally. Occasionally we switch it up just depending on some VATSIM events or family obligations, work obligations, or what have you. You can catch the show schedule in the Twitch channel information. If you scroll down below the show window, or if you switch over to the tab, if you're on a mobile device, you can see what we've got planned. We're also on Discord, discord.gg, and that jumble of text over in the lower right-hand corner. You can jump on our Discord server. The schedule's posted there as well. And also on our Facebook page, Slant Alpha, and Twitter at Slant Alpha. We don't have the show schedule posted there, but if you want to interact with us and see what we got coming up, we definitely can keep you posted on what we will be doing. So the next stream Friday night is the big Friday Night Ops in Chicago, the very first Friday Night Ops on the new VATSIM voice system, and we expect it to be a pretty packed one. We're actually going to take this very same DC-3 from Cedar Rapids, Iowa to Midway, Chicago, and then on to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So we'll stay out of the melee that is sure to be O'Hare Airport, but we'll get tangled up in some of it in Chicago Approach's airspace as we duck into and back out of Midway, and then on to Oshkosh. Then a week from tonight, Monday the 21st, we continue the great BE58 Lower 48 State Tour. If you're new to the stream, I'll show you that real quick. This is a 47-leg tour that we started back in March in the Beach Baron with the Reality Expansion Pack. And the idea was that we started up in Augusta, Maine, and every flight lands in a different United States state until after all 47 legs are complete, we'll have touched every single one of the contiguous United States. So we're about 2/3 of the way through that, and the next one on tap will be legs 32 and 33 coming up, where we're going to depart Texas. We stopped in was it Gainesville, Texas? I even forget where in Texas we are, man. It's been a couple weeks since we did this. But we're leaving Texas. We'll head up to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then on to Lawrence, Kansas. So that's, again, legs 32 and 33 of that great BE58 Lower 48 State Tour a week from tonight on Monday. And again, it'll be the first 2 legs of that with the new VATSIM voice system. After that, it's Cross the Pond Saturday. We're going to do a stream of our departure out of Boston. We'll do a little stream of our arrival into Dublin. We're going to be Shamrock 136 in the PMDG 747. We'll resurrect our FSX installation for that. And the PMDG 747 400 Queen of the Skies, a Shamrock 136 from Dublin to Boston. We'll stream a little bit of the arrival, a little bit of the departure, followed by a little bit of the arrival, and we'll keep it going if there's enough interest in a nice active chat. But otherwise, during that nice middle part, we'll go ahead and check out some of the other across the pond streams that are going on. So we'll do some channel hopping while we're at cruise on Saturday the 26th. So we'll miss the normal Friday stream that week, but we'll be on for a good chunk of the day on Saturday the 26th. All right. So once again, if you want to check us out on our social media, I gave you all that information already. You can always check out the old broadcasts on the YouTube channel, which we do now have a custom link. I just haven't updated the graphic yet, but it is youtube.com/c/Slant Alpha Adventures, which is fantastic fun. So you don't have to put the whole search term into the search bar, but if you do it that way, you'll come right up as well. And you can check out, we've got a tutorial up there that we did for VATSIM, and it's posted on VATSIM's page. It's also posted on ours, which is a tutorial for setting up this pilot client XPilot right here. So if you need help getting that set up, you are more than welcome to check that out either on VATSIM's page or on ours. All right, beers are on Rob tonight. Yep, good flight, Captain, says Dane Simair. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all being with us, as I said, and Ken Pryor's posting screenshots into the Slant Alpha Discord as we speak. Very good. All right, so I've got some bug reporting to do for the client. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the shutdown real quick of this airplane here, and then we'll say our goodbyes, and we'll see you on Friday. Let's go ahead and get the levers down. We'll get the inverter off, radio master off. We've probably killed the battery at this point, but fortunately this is not a persistent state aircraft, so we'll boot it up again and everything will be fine. The beacon and nav lights, panel lights, and fuel tanks. Let's see, fuel tanks are over here. There we go. Get the cowls closed, which is that sink handles up in the very top. Oh, no, right is closed. There we go. And then the master battery switch is there. All right. Thanks again, guys. It was a great fun. We've broken the curse finally. We've got the new VATSIM voice system up and running. Couldn't have been a better night, even though it got off to a very frustrating start with the issues that we had getting the stream rolling on time. So I apologize again for being a little late to the party, but all worked out. So, fantastic. All right, well, we'll see you guys Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, which is Saturday morning, 0000 Zulu time. In the meantime, do be safe in your own travels and your own adventures, and we will talk to you guys soon.